Hey y'all, welcome to a new episode of the Five Star Coach. We live a 5-star life if you take the advice. I am Coach D, aka Venus as a boy, here with my 4 5-star tips this week for all my 5-star ballers out there. Just go ahead and get right into this, man. Gotta waste no time. Now, 5-star tip number 1, never quit, just slow down. Slow down for however long you need to as well. Like, I feel it's a lot of pressure from people online, the business, the entrepreneur side of the world, the hustler culture. They really be like, no days off, or like just take one day off. If you need to take a month off, take a month off. You need to take a year off. It don't matter. Don't push and force energy out that is not willing to come out easily. Slow down. Never quit though. Never just throw in the towel because you feel like you're back against the wall, or you just feel like you're about to lose or anything. Like, don't think about being a fucking loser anyway. But just slow down. Get your brain together and start up where you left off. And not even start up where you left off, because if you slow down, you're still going. Let me bring that back, because I read that wrong. It's not even about picking up where you left off, it's about picking up the pace. So you can go from being a painter who is painting 8 different paintings a day for a week straight. Then the next week it goes down to 5 a day. Then it goes down to 3 all in one week. You may just need some time to let your creative mind recalibrate, and then you can come back. But in that process of you slowing down, you're still doing something though. Because just because you did 3 that week doesn't mean you didn't do anything that week. And the next week it could be 2. It doesn't mean you stopped doing anything. And then the following week could just be a sketch. That does not mean you didn't do anything. You just slowed down the pace. But you always pick it back up. But just never quit. Like, never quit. And do that every time it's needed too. It don't matter if you just took a break. Take a break after a break after a break after a break after another break. And after another break. And then after that break is done, take another break. But allow yourself to slow down instead of quitting. Because you never really see anything change in your life if you are just willing to quit all the time. It's a difference when you slow down, because now you're giving yourself time to let that nervous system regulate, let that mind recalibrate, let that spirit and that emotional realm get back in alignment, and then you pick back up. Well, you pick back up the pace. I mean, I was ready to say pick back up where you left off, but you pick up the pace. Pick up the pace. Not pick back up where you left off, because we ain't leaving nothing off. We ain't leaving shit. We keeping it pushing. You coming. You just gonna slow down. Now we ready to pick back up. All right? All right. Now, 5-star tip number 2. Your dark side doesn't have to be scary. It could just be a part of yourself that just hasn't been exposed to light. It's not I that side of me, I have a side of me that's just so crazy, so dark, I don't like to go that way. And that type of shit, those be the people to me that want everybody to be so fearful of them, because they're scared of every damn thing. So they want to just push that out there. But that's just part of your psyche that just needs to be welcomed in. That's how I see it. It's part of your mind where you may be missing some pieces to the puzzle of your life, and they just sitting there waiting to be welcomed in and acknowledged, accepted, used. Because everybody loves to associate the dark side with like negativity, evil, conniving energy, but it's not even just that. It's not even that, because we could say the light side. I mean, is negative as well, because people shine a light on the negativity that they it partake in every day, with how they glorify certain things through social media, music, media outlets and stuff like that. So it's like, don't see your dark side as something that's so taboo and something that's so underworld. And once you go there, you're just gonna become so goth and grunge and so violent. It's not even that, probably. It could be that. Possibility. But most of the time it's probably just stuff you just haven't checked out yet and just need to see what's going on. You know, don't make it seem like your dark side is just such a horrible energy and it's just a horrible side of you. It's a dark side of you that could be horrible, but when it's shown, it's, you know, that's the light side now. It's in the light now. It's not like it's hidden, because I feel like in this sense I'm talking about the darkness of things that are hidden. The light is what we see. If you showing your anger, like, I mean, that's a part of the light side. It's just, you know, there's a light on it now. But we ain't gotta get too deep into that aspect of the conversation. But just know your dark side doesn't have to be scary. And 9 times out of 10, the dark side is energy that's going to propel you towards your goals and rewire your mind on its own once you become aware of what is in there. Like I said, it's just a part of your psyche that just need a little flashlight on it. You know? So yeah. 5-star tip number 3 though. Who you are is better than who you're pretending to be. Don't get me wrong, right? Don't get me wrong. We become with becoming who you see in your mind, understand that that is who you are, right? When I'm saying the pretending part, I'm talking about the shit you see over here and over there, and you're adopting that and making that a part of your personality, your character traits, and things of that nature. When you are trying to look out, when you are purposely looking outside of yourself to try to be yourself and become yourself, that is what I'm talking about. Who you are is way better than who you're pretending to be, because individuals will always outlast the herd. It don't matter if you're by yourself. It don't matter if you're outnumbered. You're outnumbered for a reason, because they can do nothing but click up, and you can think by yourself without clicking up, or you can click up, and it's just a duality that you have that they don't. Bottom line though, be yourself. Like, be exactly who you are and define that for yourself. And like I said, who you imagine yourself to be with the manifestations, with all these scripting, reprogramming your subconscious mind. These are versions of yourself that actually exist in different realms. So that is exactly who you are. Never look at that as like a fake thing. That's just who you are, right? But when, like I said, when you're looking outside of yourself to be yourself, to find yourself, that is when we don't. I ain't fucking with it. I ain't fucking with it. I ain't fucking with it. Any version of yourself you desire to be, you already are. But if it consists of somebody else's walk, somebody else's talk, somebody else's mannerisms, somebody else's uh clothes, somebody else's ideology, somebody else's beliefs, that's the problem. And that's when you live a life where it's just miserable. And you just pissed off at every damn thing. But girl, look in the mirror and be pissed at that one, because it ain't nobody's fault but yours. Child. Anyway. Now, 5-star tip number 4. Release the self-pity. You can like throw yourself a pity party all you want. All life is gonna do is treat you pitiful. You are just so holding, like, oh, so pitiful. I'm just so life is going to give you that same energy right back in return. And then on top of that, why the fuck are you feeling pitiful for yourself when this is an unfair world for everybody? We all got cards that'll be dealt that is just seemingly unfair, but in the grand scheme it actually is fair. It's just shit we just gotta go through for whatever reason. It's always multiple reasons. You know, we can get into the philosophical things of that conversation, but to save time, just keep it, keep it small, keep it short. But that self-pity, no. Let that shit go, because the moment you keep holding on to that pity, the world, the energy around you is going to keep throwing that shit at you. And if you are somebody who's always looking for a pity party, you are just a horrible person, in my opinion. I don't like the idea of somebody just wanting to go through life being so pitiful and being so down on themselves and just wanting everybody to just come around and pick them up. Like, no, pick yourself up. Like, knowing how to pick yourself up is very important. Knowing how to hold yourself accountable is very important, because moments in time when you, like I was saying, the lessons that we learn for whatever reason, whatever lessons you're learning, like, hold yourself accountable for the part you played in to even make this lesson a thing. And if you played no part, why are you holding on to it as if you made it a thing, as if you're just somebody who just is so whack, so, like, pitiful, when in actuality it's not even that fucking deep. And then when I say it's not that fucking deep, I'm talking about, like, in the moment, yes, feel your feelings, whatever, but don't drag it to a new moment with the pity, trying to seek a pity party, trying to tell yourself, like, no, you just, it's like, I mean, it's cool to give yourself grace, but but like, don't mistake grace with pity. That's it. Don't mistake grace that you've given to yourself with pity. You pitying yourself, feeling so pitiful, but you trying to, like, I don't know, because people like to try to mix shit up all the time, right? And you could easily mix that. I'm gonna give myself grace because I just am so this. Just give yourself grace. Just give yourself grace because you deserve it. That's it. Let's leave it at that. You don't gotta give yourself grace because I need and I and me and I'm just so. Girl, get the fuck up. I ain't even ready to play with you. All that pity party shit, no. Self pity needs to be released. Same as the self shame, self pity needs to be released. Insecurities need to be released. All of these things. But that pity, like I said, if you treat yourself pitiful, the world is going to treat you pitiful. That's why you have pitiful relationships. You have a pitiful bank account. You have a pitiful job. You have pitiful friends, pitiful family. Damn, the damn dog even pitiful. So if you are giving yourself all of this pity and you're just, oh, I'm just such a victim, kill that shit. Cut that out. Throw that out the window, because that's horrible. And that's such a way of that's a way to that's a way to live if you want to be easily manipulated by people. Because if you just want to sit in the pity so bad, and then you meet the right manipulator that's just like, yes, you are, yes, like, I get you, like, no, but yeah, I get you. Next thing you know, there's a stranger in my house. So yeah, release the self-pity. And bam, that's it. And that is it of this week's episode of 5-Star Coach. We live a 5-star life. If you take the advice, as always, like, comment, subscribe, and share the content. And as always, I will be here next Friday. Until then, bye, y'all.